front, on BBC Africa, this one says that another 130 abducted school children released in Nigeria, and also hosts Morocco beats stubborn Comoros in AFCON 2025 opener. And also this one says that neither Russia nor France, one West African country, walks a diplomatic tightrope. And also on the CNN says that Bondi terror suspects threw exploded bombs at crowd and practiced shooting ahead of attack. And also soaked tent or bombed out ruin, Gazans face a green choice this winter. On Reuters, says that Trump sets to expand immigration crackdown despite backlash. And on Bloomberg Africa, US, Ukraine held constructive talks in Florida. Witkoff says that. And also oil advances as US pursues third tanker in Venezuela blockade. And then also another story here says the rehabilitation of an Israeli spyware mogul. And EU faced a renewed USI after ESG cuts back failed to claim tensions. And those are some of the stories making waves this morning. That will be all for our news review segment. Up next is the business news. Please don't go anywhere.
You're welcome to Business News on Zed 101. Governor says crypto trading now legal in Ghana. Ghana ranked 23rd in Africa despite falling fuel prices. IMF urges deeper FX market. We have details of these stories and many others. Do stay with us. Now, the stories in detail. The Bank of Ghana has officially declared that cryptocurrency trading is now legal in the country. Speaking at the bank's annual 9 lessons, carols, and Thanksgiving service in Accra, Governor Dr. Johnson Pandit Esiama assured Ghanaians that individuals involved in virtual assets transaction will not face arrest. Dr. Isiama said the move comes after the introduction of a regulatory framework aimed at overseeing the sector and managing associated risk. He described the legalization as a major step towards stronger regulation and supervision in the financial sector. The governor added that while the framework encourages innovation and growth in digital finance, both regulators and traders must exercise caution to ensure the stability of Ghana's financial system. And also, rating agency Fitch has affirmed the Bank of Africa's long-term foreign and local rating at BB with a stable outlook. The agency also maintained the bank's government support rating at BB and its viability rating at BB-. Fitch says the rating reflects the likelihood of support from Moroccan authorities in line with Morocco's sovereignty outlook. Bank of Africa remains a systematically important bank in Morocco, holding about 14% of the domestic market. The bank operates in 32 countries, mostly across Africa, with international operations contributing around half of the group net income. While Fitch notes higher risk due to exposure in some high-risk markets, it says these are offset by strong risk control, cautious growth, and ongoing balance sheet cleanup efforts. Away from that, the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, Dr. John Abdullah Junapor, has assured Ghanaians of a stable power supply despite the country recording an historic peak of electricity demand of about 4,300 megawatts in December. Speaking at the ministry's organized health walk in Accra, the minister acknowledged the pressures the surge places on the national grid, but stressed that sector agencies are managing the situation effectively. He dismissed fears of a return of power outages, saying significant improvements have strengthened the system. Dr. Junapor outlined a 3-pronged strategy focused on increased petroleum supply, expansion of renewable energy, and strict contract management. Technical teams have been deployed nationwide to monitor possible overload hotspots during the festive season. And also, despite a significant drop in fuel prices, Ghana has ended the year ranked 23rd in Africa, according to globalpetroleumprice.com. As of December 15th, petrol was selling at $1.297 per liter, while diesel went for $1.145. The Central African Republic recorded highest fuel prices on the continent at $1.883 per liter, followed by Senegal, Zimbabwe, Burkina Faso, and Cameroon. Countries with the lowest prices include Libya, Angola, Algeria, Egypt, and Nigeria. Brent crude is currently trading at $60.47 internationally. Meanwhile, some oil market companies have started reducing pump prices. Petrol is expected to drop between 1.64% and 3.89%, bringing it to around 12.90 Ghana cedi per liter, while diesel could fall up to 4.9% to about 13.20 Ghana cedi. Away from that, despite marginal improvement in employment figures, job creation in Ghana remains insufficient to absorb the growing number of people entering the labor market, particularly young people, the Ghana Statistical Service has reported. According to the GSS, the national unemployment rate declined slightly from 13.1% in the fourth quarter of 2024 to 12.8% in the first quarter of 2025, and further eased to 12.6% in the second quarter of the year. However, the trend reversed in the third quarter of 2025, with unemployment rising again to 13%. Releasing the labor force statistics for the first 3 quarters of 2025 in Accra, the government statistician Dr. Al-Hassan Idrisu said the data pointed to a structural challenge in the labor market rather than a short-term fluctuation. The report revealed that unemployment among young people remains a major concern, consistently exceeding the national average. The highest unemployment rate, 32.4%, was recorded among persons aged 15 to 24. GSS stressed the importance of aligning skills development with labor market demand. This could require close coordination between government, training institutions, and employers, as well as a cautious monitoring of skill development. And now into our last story. The International Monetary Fund has called on Ghana to prioritize the deepening of foreign exchange markets while scaling back the footprint of the Bank of Ghana as part of a broader effort to consolidate macroeconomic stability and sustain the country's recovery. In its latest assessment, following discussions with the Ghanaian authorities under the Extended Credit Facility Program, the fund said strengthening Bank of Ghana's independence, discontinuing quasi-fiscal activity, and exchanging market-based FX operation remain critical going forward. The IMF noted that Ghana has taken decisive steps to safeguard financial stability, including the implementation of reforms to structure state-owned banks, measures to close gaps in the crisis management and bank resolution framework, and a multi-pronged strategy to reduce non-performing loans. It's also acknowledged progress in governance and public sector efficiency, aligned with findings from the recent published IMF government diagnosis assessment. This is where we end Business News on Zed 101.9 FM. But before I leave, a recap of our top stories. Bank of Ghana says crypto trading now legal in Ghana. Ghana ranked 23rd in Africa despite falling prices. IMF urged deeper FX markets. We came your way with details of these stories and many others from our studio here at number 6 Anite Avenue, East Legon, Accra. My name once again is Lois Amano. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.
This is Business Breakfast on Zed 101.9 FM.
In our quest to redefine modern living, Lakeside Estate proudly unveils a new wave of innovation and elegance. Introducing the all-new Starfish, our redesigned 3-bedroom home crafted for today's modern family. Step into a space where functionality meets finesse. The Starfish features spacious layouts, sleek contemporary finishes, and sits within one of Accra's most secure and master-planned communities. Enjoy more living space, a walk-in closet in the master bedroom, a modern fitted kitchen, and generous room sizes, all designed with your family's comfort in mind. Whether you're settling down or making a smart investment, the Starfish offers refined elegance, outstanding value, and long-term peace of mind. With a generous plot size of 60 by 100 feet, there's plenty of room to grow, including ample parking space. Choose the redefined Starfish, where modern living truly begins. Call our sales experts today on 020-477-5040 or 020-477-5042 or visit www.lakesideestate.com. Lakeside Estate, quality homes for all.
It's the Adenta Connect Expo 2025. Last year was exciting, but this year it's bigger and better. Marina Park in collaboration with Lakeside Business Association brings you a whole new level of fun and truly magical Christmas shopping experience at the Adenta Connect Expo. This Christmas holiday, come shop for all your favorite items and have fun with your family at our water park, pool and playground. Need home items? We've got you covered. From stationery, foodstuffs, clothing, fresh produce, small chops and electronic appliances to much more. Expect amazing vendors, discounted prices, and a shopping experience you can't afford to miss. Dates 25th to 28th December 2025. Venue, forecourt of Lakeside Marina Park. Time 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. No entry fee required to shop. You only pay when accessing the playground, water park, or swimming pool. So come along with friends and family. Let's make merry. It's Christmas season at Adenta Connect Expo. Shop, connect, and smile. See you there.
Oh, what fun it is to walk on the road with glasses on.
It's your lifestyle, leisure, and business radio.
Hello, this is Zed Decolai. For the month of December and January, we have something that we call Furnish Your Craft. We're inviting everybody in the interior furnishing space. Now, there are a lot of things or a lot of people that are in the furnishing space. They are giving us various things that help us put our spaces together. We're talking about people who are weaving rugs, there are people who are painting, people who produce artwork, there are people who are using clay pots to produce plates, dinnerware, all sorts. We need to bring all of these people together because after all, we are creative as Ghanaians. Yes, even you that sews curtains, come to us. We're going to give you access for a small fee, access to all our platforms of TikTok, of YouTube, of Facebook, of Instagram, and yes, our newspaper. There's a newspaper, the New Finder newspaper. You're going to have access to all those platforms for a small fee. What we want you to do is to come, bring us your PR packages, bring us your artwork. The good thing about this promo is not like the other places. Over here, we understand what it is that you're producing. We'll be able to talk about your product for you. If you want to come in studio, no problem. But we are able to do that on your behalf as your chief marketing officers. You just bring your products, bring your PR packages, and come to us at Z101.9 FM, and you will not regret.
For more information, contact 054-3763-460 or 030-8041-019.
You're tuned in to Zed 101.9 FM, your lifestyle, leisure, and business radio.
Adasame,
business, on your business decisions, on your loans, your pricing, and your confidence about the future. And this is not about politics. It's not about personalities. It's just simply about predictability. Sorry. Now, Ghana's central bank is now operating tighter rules, especially rules around borrowing, monetary discipline, and all of that. And for businesses and investors, the big question is simple: what does this really mean for me? And we deal with the business community, and that's why we're bringing this particular conversation. So the questions: will borrowing become easier or harder? Will interest rates come down or stay high? Can businesses plan better? Will investors feel safer putting money into Ghana? And to answer these questions properly, we need to take a short journey back in time, not to argue about the past, but to learn from it. And when we get into a roundtable discussion, we actually have a better conversation. Now, let's go back to around 2014 to 2015. At the time, Ghana's economy was under serious pressure. If many of you remember, inflation was rising, the cedi was unstable, interest rates were unpredictable, businesses would price goods in January only to reprice again in March and again in June, and we're struggling 2014 and 2015, if you recall. Now, for many business owners, planning became guesswork because you didn't know what stocks or what costs would look like in the next month. You didn't know whether taking a loan today would still make sense tomorrow. You didn't know whether the cedi would hold or suddenly slide. And investors, both local and foreign, were nervous at the time because investors don't fear risk as much as they fear uncertainty, And one of the big issues at the time was how government borrowing was being handled. Government had relatively easy access to financing from the Bank of Ghana. And when a central bank is financing government spending too heavily, it becomes very difficult to control inflation and also stabilize the currency. And that is a reality. In simple terms, what that means is that too much money chasing too few goods. That's how we say it. And the Bank of Ghana's independence was limited and monetary policy discipline was quite weak. And that made the job of stabilizing prices, managing inflation, and anchoring expectations extremely difficult. And when expectations are anchored, everything becomes shaky. Now, but why does this matter to businesses? Let me talk directly to business owners. You may not sit in monetary policy committee meetings. You may not read central bank statements line by line, but central bank actions show up in your business in very real ways. In the interest rate on your loan, in how often your suppliers change prices, in how stable the currency is, and even how confident your customers feel spending money. And when inflation is high and unpredictable, businesses suffer. That is a reality. Businesses begin to suffer. And when interest rates swing widely, businesses actually hesitate. And when the currency is unstable, importers panic and exporters also struggle to plan. And that was the environment Ghana found itself in around that period in 2014. 2016. Now, between 2015 and 2019, Ghana entered an IMF-supported program, and whatever one's opinions about the IMF, the focus of the program was clear: that we need to restore discipline, restore credibility, and also restore confidence. Now, some of the key changes that were introduced were that government borrowing from the Bank of Ghana was reduced, the independence of the central bank was strengthened, inflation targeting was improved, monetary policy discipline was tightened. And the goal was not to punish anyone. The goal was to just stabilize the system. And that's exactly what was done. But because, without stability, no serious business can thrive. All right. And so the impact was actually very real. But we want to talk about this morning so that we get to also understand exactly what the current tighter rules would mean for businesses. But at the time, inflation or interest rates became more predictable, and I'm not saying the rates were suddenly cheap. That's an important distinction. Stability does not always mean low, but it means knowable, so you get to know before you can go on. And for businesses, predictability, as always, is gold. When it comes to inflation matters, we talk about some of these things. You have to be able to predict what exactly is ahead for your business, and then that will help you to plan. Now, when inflation slowed and expectations became anchored, interest rate movements became less erratic, and businesses could now look at a loan and say, I can play around this, or I can plan around this. Long-term investments, factories, equipment, expansion became less risky because the economic environment stopped shifting under people's feet every few months, and that alone changed business significantly. Business confidence, significantly. Now, The second thing was that business experienced improved pricing and cost control. Lower inflation volatility meant that businesses didn't have to constantly reprice goods. Supplies became more predictable, cost shocks reduced, and that matters, especially for small and medium enterprises. Because when inflation is unstable, every good business even good businesses actually fail. Fail. Let me repeat that. I'm saying that when inflation is unstable, even good businesses fail. Not because they are inefficient, but because they cannot plan. And stability gives businesses the breathing room to be able to do that. Now, another impact was on the access to credit. Over time, we saw that things change. Initially, credit conditions were tight. Discipline often feels painful at first. But as stability returned, the banks became more confident and the change was real. About investors as well, whether local pension funds, bondholders, or foreign direct investors care deeply. They all care deeply about predictability. And stronger central bank rules sent a clear signal that inflation will be managed, currency shocks will be reduced, policy decisions will be disciplined, and the rules of the game were clearer. And as a result, we saw an increase interest from portfolio investors and also foreign investors during periods of macroeconomic stability, and money flows where the rules are clear. So very important. So very few lessons we can pick from that story is that stronger central bank rules may actually feel restrictive in the short term, but they may feel uncomfortable as well, and they may limit spending. But in the long term, or in the long run, they create economic predictability and lower inflation risks, better planning conditions, and stronger business and investor confidence. And confidence is a currency for growth. And so that's very, very important. And so this morning, that's what we'll be talking about on a roundtable discussion. It's a very important conversation. We're going to look at, we're going to break down this even further. What do tighter rules really mean for borrowing going forward? How should businesses plan in a disciplined environment? And what should investors be watching closely? And maybe how do we even balance discipline with growth? And this is about understanding the system so that you can make smarter decisions. So please stay with us, because after our transport today and market trends, we're going to get into that particular conversation. We'll get into, dig deeper into what stronger central bank rules actually mean for businesses, for your business, for your investment, and for Ghana's economic future. So that is a very important conversation we'll be having. You can join a conversation on our WhatsApp lines. Please feel free to send us a WhatsApp on 0544321019, 0544321019, or you can call us on 030395661, 030395661, and then we give you the opportunity to share your thoughts with us. We're streaming live on Facebook at ZFMGH and also on YouTube at Z Multimedia, and we're on Instagram and X also at ZFMGH, and on TikTok at Z Multimedia. So please do want to engage our live stream there, and we'll read your messages for you. So that will be all for our business brief segment this morning. We're going to get into transport today shortly, but let's take a quick music break and we'll be right back. All right, let's get into our transport today this morning with Solomon Tetenate. Please don't go anywhere.
This is the pre-boarding announcement for flight 3728.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engines running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
All right, thank you very much. Solomon Tetenate is ready to bring us transport today. Solo, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Trevor.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
How was your weekend?
Yeah, very stressful. Yeah, but
I
we
see
thank
that
God
you're
for
tired.
life.
Your
Yeah.
eyes should actually. So I didn't get it easy. But anyway, thanks so much. I mean, share with us what you have for us today.
All right, so it's time for transport today. I'm taking you through the local flight schedules for today, and we will be also looking at the traffic situation in town and some stories actually trending in the aviation sector. So let me start with the flight schedules for today, and I'm starting with Passion Air Accra to Kumasi. So Passion Air Accra to Kumasi morning schedules are 6:20 a.m., 8:50 a.m. and 11:20 a.m. 6:20 a.m., 8:50 a.m. and 11:20 a.m. Afternoon schedules are 1:50 p.m. and 4:20 p.m. 1:50 p.m. and 4:20 p.m. And then the evening schedule is at 7:20 p.m. and it takes 40 minutes to get to your destination. Accra to Takrade morning schedule is at 6:20 a.m. and then afternoon schedule is at 4:20 p.m. Morning schedule 6:20 a.m. and then afternoon schedule 4:20 p.m. and it takes 50 minutes to get to your destination. Accra to Sunyani has only one flight available for the day at 9:10 a.m. and it takes 1 hour to get to your destination. Now Accra to Wa, Passion Air also has only one flight available for the day at 9:50 a.m. and it takes 1 hour 40 minutes to get to your destination. Accra to Tamale, morning schedule is at 6 a.m. and then afternoon schedules are 12:20 p.m. and 4 p.m. Morning schedule 6 a.m. and then afternoon schedules are 12:20 p.m. and 4 p.m. and it takes 1 hour 20 minutes to get to your destination. So these are the local flight schedules for Passion Air. Let's look at Africa World Airlines, how the schedule also looks like today. So Africa World Airlines Accra to Kumasi morning schedules are 6:20 a.m., 8:40 a.m. and 9:40 a.m. 6:20 a.m., 8:40 a.m. and 9:40 a.m. Afternoon schedules are 12 p.m., 2:20 p.m., 3:10 p.m. and 4:40 p.m. 12 p.m., 2:20 p.m., 3:10 p.m. and 4:40 p.m. and then the evening schedule is at 7 p.m. It takes 40 minutes to get to your destination. So that's for Accra to Kumasi Africa World Airlines. Now Accra to Takrade Africa World Airlines morning schedule is at 7:20 a.m. and then afternoon schedule is at 4:30 p.m. Morning schedule 7:20 a.m. and then afternoon schedule is at 4:30 p.m. and it takes 40 minutes to get to your destination. Accra to Tamale morning schedule 6:30 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. 6:30 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. and then afternoon schedules are 12:30 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. 12:30 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. So these are the local flight schedules for today. Let's look at the traffic situation in town. And today I'm coming to you from Sprinters Road. Currently you could see some red spot or some traffic spotted on the Sprinters Road. So you should take note, especially if you're around Manor Junction bus stop. You are likely to experience traffic around that area. So that's the traffic update for you if you are using the Sprinters Road. And also on the motorway, there's traffic spotted at the Manette bus stop motorway where the Pink House Boutique Hotel is located. So that's also for you if you are using the motorway. And also on the same stretch, you are going to also experience traffic around where the Hisense Ghana is located, getting close to the Victory Bible International Heaven on Earth Sanctuary. There's traffic around that area, so you should also take note of that if you are using the Accra Tema motorway. And also there's traffic at where the Toyota Ghana Company Limited is located on the same Accra Tema motorway. So that's the traffic update spotted on the Accra Tema motorway. And also on the Liberation Road, there's traffic around where the Accra Marriott Hotel is located. So if you're using the Liberation Road right from the Accra Mall, you have to experience traffic all the way to where the Accra Marriott Hotel is located. So you should take note of that if you are using the Liberation Road heading towards 37 or Accra. So that's the traffic update for you And also, if you are around 37, you are also going to experience traffic on the same stretch. The traffic is very intense right from where the Stanbic Height is located past the Lancaster Accra all the way to 37 Military Hospital. So you should also take note of that if you are using that route. Gifford Road is also very busy at the moment. It starts from where the base ordnance depot is located past the Airwork Sports Stadium all the way to the Embassy Garden. So that's also the traffic update for you if you are using the Gifford Road. So that's the traffic update for you for today. Now let's look at some stories trending in the aviation sector. So air travel across Asia has recently faced widespread disruptions, with several airlines cancelling flights to and from major hubs. A total of 22 flights were cancelled, impacting destinations across Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. So the affected airports include Jakarta Soekarno Hatta International Airport, Sultan Hasanuddin International Airport, Juanda International Airport, Noi Bai International Airport, Langkawi International Airport, Penang International Airport, Kuala Lumpur International Airport, Taoyuan International Airport, and Hong Kong International Airport. So all these airports are affected by the cancellations, and that's coming from the air travel across Asia. And also Aer Lingus is encountering major financial strain after one of its Airbus A321XL aircraft suffered a hard landing at Dublin Airport, so resulting in expensive repair bills and significant disruption to its flight network. While flying a regular route from London Heathrow to Dublin, the aircraft was subjected to a landing force of 3.3 G, which was significantly higher than usual, and irreparable damage its landing gear. So as a result, the aircraft has been grounded for an extended period of time, increasing repair costs and straining the airline's operation. So that's also coming from Aer Lingus. So that's the stories trending in the aviation sector this morning. Thank you so much, Nee, for having me.
All right, thank you very much, Solomon Tetenati, for bringing us transport today. All right, the show continues. This is the Business Breakfast on Zed 101.9 FM with me, Nature B. Hammond, and we're going to get into other parts of the conversation. Up next is the Market Trend segment with Emmanuel Boateng, and this morning we'll be talking about something very, very important. Please don't go anywhere. We'll take a quick music break, and when we return, we get into that conversation. Stay tuned. sculptor or a clay artist, or you create or sell artwork, decor pieces, dinnerware, or anything that beautifies a space, then this is your moment. Now, I want to showcase your brand for you. And with the Furnish Your Craft, we're giving you access to all our major platforms: Z101.9 FM, Z Online, and even the New Finder newspaper. Yes, we're giving you all of those platforms. All you need to do is bring us your PR materials and let our team, your unofficial chief marketing officers, talk about your products. We'll tell your story and amplify your craft to many, many, many people who are our audiences. Now, for more information, you can call us on 0543 763460, 0543 763460, or 030 8041019. Let me repeat that: 030-804-1019. Or visit Z Multimedia. We are here at number 6 Aniti Avenue, East Legon, Accra. Visit our front desk, and then we can help you. So finish your craft. Let the world see what your hands can do. And also, official power, the Christmas spirit is officially on at Lakeside Marina Park, and this December Marina Park is giving you every reason to step out with your family and enjoy the holidays in grand style. A lot of activities line up for the season. It's the official power holiday savings promo. Yes, you heard me right. Come and enjoy a massive 25% of our entry fees throughout this festive season from the 15th of December to 7th of January 2026. Bring the kids, bring the squad, bring the whole family, and have some fun. Now, holiday entry rates are for the playground: kids 45 Ghana cedis, and also adults 60 Ghana cedis. And the water park area per head is 150 cedis, and family of 4 can pay 450 cedis. So why stay home when the fun is calling? So slides, splash, games, food, photos, and that beautiful Marina Park vibe is all waiting for you. And you can locate us inside Adenta Lakeside Estate C1 on Google Maps, or you can also search for Marina Water Park or Lakeside Marina Park, and then you can find us there. Now, you can also call us or WhatsApp us on 050-8598-948, 050-8598-948, or 020-477-5044, 020-477-5044, or 05014 01381, 05014 for more information. Send us a WhatsApp or call us on those numbers. And also, if you're ready to step into your dream home, if you've been praying and hoping and wishing that you get into your dream home, then Lakeside Estates has got an exclusive offer for you. And with this offer, you can own your own house in just 2 years with no interest repayment. Yes, you heard me right. You can own your own house in just 2 years with no interest repayments. And this offer gives you affordable payments, flexible home purchase plan, quality homes, and lifestyle choice. And you get to choose from a variety of beautiful homes in any of Lakeside Estates. In any of Lakeside Hills clusters. And so, of course, your future awaits. Just imagine living in a home you love with the freedom to invest in your dreams without the burden of interest. I know how burdensome interest can be sometimes. We, so CMG Real Estate Company of the Year for the 4th time, we offer you hassle-free home acquisition, and all you have to do is to call us today on 020-477-5042, 020-477-5042, or 020-477-5040, 020-477-5040, or 050-1418-622, 050-1418-622. And don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Call us now to learn more and schedule a tour of our available homes. Lakeside Estates, quality home for all. All right, so we're going to get into our market trend segment with Emmanuel Boateng very, very soon. But we'll take a quick music break one more time. And then when we come back, we get into the conversation. Please don't go anywhere.
ZFM wishes you a Merry Christmas.
Stay tuned to your lifestyle, leisure, and business radio.
Hey, let's go. Are you ready, everybody? Hey, hey. Everybody, let's go. Say,
market trend segment this morning. Yes, I'm sure you also love Christmas. Yes, that's what exactly the song says, that everybody does. Well, anyway, let's get into our market trend segment. Now, today we're turning our attention to the health of Ghana's banking sector and the road ahead. Now, the Bank of Ghana Governor, Dr. Johnson Esiama, set an ambitious target that reducing the non-performing loan ratio from 19.5% today to 10% by the end of 2026. Now, this comes at a time when inflation has fallen sharply into single digits. The cedi has strengthened by over 20% this year, and interest rates are easing after a long period of tight financial conditions. Now, the governor actually believes that the era of stabilization is ending and the era of productive confidence must actually begin. But what does this really mean for banks, borrowers, exporters, and the wider economy? How realistic is this NPL target, and what must go right for it to be achieved? And that's exactly what we're talking about this morning. Emmanuel Boating joins me over the phone lines for this conversation. Ima, good morning. Hello, Ima, good morning. Hello. Ima, if you're speaking, you are muted.
Yeah.
Right.
My
Good morning. How are you?
I did hear.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Yes, me tribute.
Can you hear me?
I'm doing well.
Right. Okay. Let's get into our conversation this morning.
Yes.
Right. I think there's.
I can hear you.
The network is lagging a bit. Can you hear me, Ima?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, Nitrabi.
All right, great. So let's get into our conversation this morning. And like I said, we're talking about the health of the banking sector and the
Hello,
road
Nitrabi,
ahead.
I can hear you.
Wow. Let me try and reconnect Ima, because I think we're struggling to have a good network for this conversation. But I'll try and connect him, and then we can continue the conversation, or we can get into the conversation really. So, like I said, we're talking about the health of our banking sector here in Ghana, and Emmanuel Barton will be joining me for us to break that down. The Bank of Ghana governor says that he wants to reduce NPL, with the non-performing loans, from 19.5% to 10% by the end of next year, and that is what we'll be talking about. We want to look at exactly what it will take, and what you need to know as a business person or somebody in the business space. So, very important.
Christmas is here, we are going to enjoy. 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 Tibobo, tibo. Inke la 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 la. La
right, Kwampa Band with a Christmas jammer right there. Yeah, we're in high spirits this morning. Well, I have Emmanuel back on the lines and we can get into our conversation now. Ima, welcome back. Hello.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, great. I'm glad that you've joined me this morning. So let's get into our conversation. So like I indicated, we're talking this morning about the Bank of Ghana governor's decision or plan actually to reduce the non-performing loans from 19.5% to 10% by the end of 2026. And we want to look at exactly what that means for business owners, for exporters, for importers, and also for you as a Ghanaian, for borrowers as well, and for banks and the wider economy. So very important conversation. We're asking whether how realistic is this target and what must go right for it to be achieved. And so Ima, let's get into that. Now, how ambitious is this target given Ghana's banking history?
Thank you very much, and good morning to our wonderful listeners who have been with us throughout the course of the year. Today is the 22nd of December, and I must say that they have been great so far. The question that you're asking is very, very important, you know, because to move from over 19% of non-performing loans, which is a reflection of asset quality within the banking sector, to 10% in 1 year, it's no easy task. And so, in my opinion, I think that the target is quite ambitious and perhaps maybe a little overambitious. But I must also add that is it something that we cannot achieve given our current performance? That is no. We can achieve that given our current performance. It's something that can be done if we maintain, sustain, and improve the path we are on in terms of our performance.
Okay.
Because you see, look at Ghana's history. It's not so easy for us to move to NPL ratios, non-performing loan ratios below 10%. It doesn't come easily. So historically, we are not favored by the books. Our historicals do not support this, but it can be done. It is not as though we've not had a single digit non-performing loans before. We have, but it's not easy for us to keep up with that. And for us to move from where we are now to that will take some work. It's going to take some repairs in our balance sheet, some recapitalization. It's going to take improved loan management. It's going to take sustained macroeconomic stability from the government side. All of these are necessary to be able to sustain and maintain an NPL ratio around 10 and below such, especially in these times that we are gradually moving from our point of recovery to stability towards growth. It's not going to come in very, very easy. And I think some factors make it possible, albeit not easy. When we look at our improving macroeconomic environment, that is one. Look at our falling inflation. Look at interest rates coming down. The stability of the currency, all of which reduce the stress that borrowers would experience. And so when debt servicing costs fall, when interest rates on loans fall, and revenue predictability improves significantly, the risk that a borrower may default on a loan, I think, would also slow, and the recovery rate for the banks would subsequently improve. And that creates some room for banks to actively manage distressed loans rather than simply classify them as non-performing ones. And that is the clear picture. But we must understand that the existing non-performing loans did not just come. They came from a context, and it's important to, as it were, paint that picture clearly. You see, these are legacy issues. Some of the non-performing loans are deeply impaired. They are linked to pre-domestic debt exchange program exposures. In fact, they are even linked to the domestic debt exchange program themselves. Some of them are linked to weak governance system within the bank. Some of them are within sectors that have not fully recovered, given the economic turbulence that we have seen in this country. And you do not fix this merely through macroeconomic stability alone, albeit important. You don't use that alone to to fix this issue. It may require some write-off, it may require some asset sale, or even some restructuring, further restructuring. So that is why I argue that it's not going to come in handy. And that is why I also argue that it may be an ambitious target and perhaps a little over-ambitious target, albeit it's still something that can be attained. For me, my interest is in the intent. If you have such an intention, your intention is that you want to bring non-performing loans below a certain threshold. For me, that is where the interest is. And area will depend on how disciplined we are, how transparent we are, and our willingness as banks in this country, the willingness of the banks to confront bad assets rather than rule them over.
I see. I was going to actually I want to actually understand what the main drivers are. Behind the current high NPL ratio. We've been talking about it now, seen it in a lot of times in the news. Is it a legacy DDEP effect? Is it high interest rates? Is it weak credit appraisal, or maybe borrower stress? What exactly is behind it?
All of them. All of them are a part of it.
I see.
Interest rates on loans have been high for a long time now. The cost to be able to get a loan, the cost of servicing that loan has been very high for a long time now. You see that? So that is one thing. Now, when the cost is high, chances that when we go for loan, we'll not be able to pay it either on time or on the agreed terms is very high. And it typically increases the risk of default. And because the risk of default is also high, the banks will price that in. And that's why to even get a loan, you have to pay a lot. So that in some sense, it will deter you from even coming for it because you know you will not be able to pay. Of course, I agree a lot of work goes in before the facility is advanced to a customer, among other things. But it doesn't take away the fact that the price of getting a loan has been quite high. Now, high interest rates over the past 2 years significantly increased debt servicing costs, particularly for small and medium-scale enterprises, households with variable rate loans. They have all been hit. And this alone pushed many many borrowers, you see, into distress. They are not able to pay back. So that is one of them. The interest rate has been high. That is what I'm saying. It's a mix of factors, not just one thing. Then you look at the DDEP itself. It weakened the balance sheet of the bank, and it reduced their capital buffers. The banks have gone through a lot. Banking sector cleanup, all these external influences that we've seen on our economy. We've seen debt restructuring and what have you. We saw banks recording negative equity. The return on equity was negative. Banks necessarily had to recapitalize. So it has not been easy for our banks and our banking sector. And the DDEP also came with its own pain. It weakened their balance sheet and reduced their capital buffers. And that constrained their ability to restructure their loans early. And it led to delayed interventions and subsequently default. In many cases, loans that could have been salvaged deteriorated further due to lack of flexibility.
Right.
Then you can talk about structural weaknesses within the banks themselves, credit appraisal and monitoring and the like. So some banks expanded lending aggressively in earlier years without adequate risk assessment, particularly in construction, commerce, energy-related sectors and the like. And those weaknesses became exposed when macroeconomic conditions tightened, because that will exacerbate the issue.
Right.
So I think largely the confluence of these factors are the major drivers behind the current high non-performing loan ratio.
So from what you just shared, what I see is that it is largely the result of cumulative shocks rather than a single event, isn't it?
Precisely so.
I see. I want to know, but as interest rates actually ease, how realistic is the governor's expectations that banks can restructure loans without weakening prudential standards? How realistic is that?
The governor is saying that restructure your loan intelligently, meaning that you must be able to differentiate between liquidity stress that is temporary, and issues of permanent insolvency. That distinction is very, very critical. And that is consistent with international best practice. I must add that. Now, loan restructuring can be effective if it is done selectively and transparently. We've seen some recently in Ghana. Typically, when interest rates come down, cash flow constrained borrowers gain some space. Extending tenors, adjusting repayment schedule, or temporarily reducing interest rate margins can restore loan performance without increasing risk. But you see, that will only work when borrowers remain economically viable. If they don't have money, what would they be able to do? So the risk is in regulatory forbearance. That is where the risk is.
I see.
If banks restructure loans merely to avoid classification as non-performing loans, asset quality will appear better on paper. But you see, in reality, you'll be checkmate.
Okay.
And I don't think that is prudent, you see. You know, there's a way to write something and not make it appear as what it is originally. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
So you can restructure and call it something. Like I always say, that if it quacks like a duck, you see, and it walks like a duck, we must all agree.
It's a duck.
It walks like it swims like it sounds like it quacks. Then it is certainly a duck. And so, yes, this is a strategy to be able to manage it. But you see, eventually, in reality, you face the consequence.
I see. Right. Now, but I also want, what specific tools do banks have to reduce NPL sustainably? Now, and I'm asking that because, we've seen in the past that most of the times it's about writing off bad loans. They simply write off the bad loans and then that's just that. But I want to know what specific tools that they have to be able to reduce the NPL sustainably.
Writing off bad loans is even, how do you call that one? Reactionary. Like you are reacting to the situation. I think we can be a bit, we can exercise some
proactiveness.
Good. We come to a certain level of precaution.
Right.
And if you were the manager or the CEO of a bank, you would certainly want to be proactive than to react to the situation. You don't want to get to the point where there's default and you have to write it off. You want to make sure that you avoid and reduce the level of adverse selection and moral hazard situations. So then the question will be, what do I mean by adverse selection and moral hazard as used in banking? You see, literally, we can give out loans to somebody who doesn't qualify. And also, if somebody presents us with the wrong details and we don't verify them well, we can also give out loans to such persons. When we talk about moral hazard and adverse selection situation, that is what we mean. And they are products of asymmetric information, a situation where one party, which is usually the borrower, knows more than the other, which is like the bank. Now, the key problem is when the problem occurs. The key difference is when the problem occurs. Adverse selection happens before the contract is signed, so it's more of ex ante. And moral hazard situations happen after the contract is signed. That is ex post.
Right.
Now, when the people who are most eager to get a loan are exactly the ones the bank would rather not lend to, like high-risk borrowers. I'm trying to get into the lemon problem, like the issue of adverse selection. You see, a bank raises interest rates to cover potential loss situations, how they come about. Now, good low-risk borrowers who only have modest profit margins, they will not be able to access such loans. And this leave only bad high-risk borrowers who don't mind how high the interest rate will be. Because you see, they have a low intention of what? Of paying back their loan. That is one of the ways in which it can happen. Your interest rate is very high. There may be some good borrowers who are likely to pay back their loan. But because the interest rate is high and they don't have a lot of profit, they are not going to come in for it at all. Then we have bad, high-risk borrowers. They say, oh, I mean, no matter the interest rate, I'm going to come in for it, knowing very well that they will not be able to pay back. And so you because of what you have done, or because of the interest rate, you are going to have bad people coming for it. A business owner may come applying for a loan, they are going to hide some part that their industry is declining or something that will not allow the banks to give out the loans to them. They are going to hide that, and they'll get the loan.
I see.
So these are issues that happen. Adverse selection. You are not selecting based on the right information. And moral hazard occurs when a borrower or the bank itself changes their behavior after receiving funds for protection. And therefore they are taking on a more risk because they no longer bear the full cost of failure. So both happen in banking. And I think that is the point I want to make. Let us not wait for the default before we start reacting to it. Is there a way to reduce, attenuate, eliminate significantly any level of default by doing the right thing? Early warning signs so that you're able to detect borrower distress before default actually occurs. You see, proactive engagement significantly improves recovery outcomes. Because the point is that if we loan out the money to the right people, the people who would really be able to pay back, not because they are family, not because we know them, not because the person is the owner of the bank, and so we don't do all our due diligence, chances that we will recoup the loan plus the interest is very high. Loan portfolio segmentation, another very key thing that we have to do. A high-risk sector would need specialized recovery strategies. You see, you cannot apply a one-size-fits-all recovery approach for every sector of the economy as you loan out money to them. It will not work. And it has not worked, at least. The evidence says us in the case.
Right.
So these are some of the things that I think that can be done. I mean, collateral and all. Today, people should not tie their collateral to just buildings and cars. Can even tie collateral to the revenue stream of the one coming to borrow money from you as a bank. If every year the annual revenue is a certain amount, and you look at it, okay, that is a good collateral if you're able to lend out money to them. Once you are able to avoid moral hazard and adverse selection issues, you are being proactive, and I believe that chances of default has been reduced to the barest minimum.
Wow. But could aggressive NPL reduction affect banks' willingness to lend in any way, especially maybe to SMEs?
You see, it is a real risk of overcorrection. The point is that when banks focus heavily on cleaning balance sheets, you just want to make your balance sheet look good.
Right.
Imagine somebody, this point should be taken in good faith. Okay, let me use another phrase. I'm sure you've heard of this adage that a decorated monkey is still a monkey.
Yeah.
You know that can be done. You just want to make it look like it is good, while you know it is what? It is not good. And sometimes in your attempts to make it look like it is good, you do things that should not be done. But in the end, reality will check you out. And then you realize that, nothing has really changed. So when banks are overly focused on making their books look too good, they often become risk averse, especially toward SMEs perceived as higher risk. And that limits credit growth and undermines economic recovery. And you see, the outcome is not. Remember, the former vice president was speaking more about credit scoring. The former vice president was speaking more about credit scoring system in this country. I don't know if you remember that. For individuals and for business institutions.
Yes, I remember.
That is something that is done elsewhere. So as we walk around, we all have a certain credit score. The same way Ghana has a credit score, B-, risk of default, like those kind of credit scores that we are giving. For which reason, when we are going to borrow, we pay a higher interest rate sometimes because of our how do you call that? Our rating. They don't give us any money because we are seen as we've reached a junk status. We default on our loan, and therefore, someone that defaults on their loan, why should you lend money to them again? So if we have a credit scoring system, then if Nitrebi is going to borrow money, Nitrebi is very confident based on his track record and the rating he has. When he gets into any bank in Ghana, he will get the money. We are still an emerging. Once we get there, that differentiation will become clear. The reason for existence of a bank is to create. The reason for existence of a bank is performing. It is the evidence of how quality our financial assets are, and if we don't work on them well, it weakens our banks. And so I'm passionate about it. I'm sure by the end, by the time we wrap up tomorrow, I'll be able to give a concrete summary or final words to what we have discussed.
All right, Ima, thank you very much. I'm really grateful that you joined me this morning.
You're welcome.
All right, please do enjoy the rest of your day.